I would say pretty close. There has been some improvements in some areas of focus, things I want to emphasize, such as management commitment for the FMEA, and the MSA. They had a slight change along the way. There was a guideline in there for gauge R&R, 10, 20, 30%, and saying if it's 10%, it's probably okay. If it's more than 30%, it's probably not okay. And auditors, in doing the TS 6949 third-party assessments and audits, they were writing non-conformances for companies that didn't have a hard 10% or 30% when that was always intended to be a guideline. So they actually pulled that out of one of the issues of MSA and ended up putting it back in because it still has some value. I think it's a guideline. But yeah, there was a period there when the PPAP manual, at a request of suppliers, the big three had said in PPAP, you notify the customer before you make any changes. And suppliers said, well, you surely don't mean that. There's so many changes. And the big three would always say, well, try us, shut us down with communication. And if it's that bad, we'll deal with it. But always this tension between how much to notify the customer before making a change in the supplier plan. And so we actually, in the third edition of PPAP, I believe it was, we took an index and we said, okay, for these types of changes, you don't anymore have to notify the supplier, but a very defined set of circumstances. Others, you notify the customer and we'll decide. These other situations, you will always make a submission. So there's some guidelines in the PPAP manual there for a while. Fourth edition, they pulled that back out again. And so it's kind of one of those things, depending on who's in the seats at the GM Ford and Chrysler and what their concerns are, what their history's been with these things, they tend to ebb and flow a little bit of the content. But basically, it's pretty consistent over time.